In today's world, people make snap judgments on people they don't know every single day. When you're disabled, it is a lot worse. Stick around if you want to hear the assumptions people make about my life because I'm a disabled woman. Hello everybody. It's Blemmy back with another video. I'm so happy you could join me today. If this is your first video, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. If you've been around for a while, thank you so much. I really do appreciate all your love and support. It really does help me out. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about the assumptions people make about my life because I'm a disabled woman. For those of you who don't know me, hi. My name is Blemmy. I'm a 36-year-old woman who lives with spastic diplegia, cerebral palsy, and I like to talk about disability-related content, especially my life as it relates to living with cerebral palsy. I hope to have a community of like-minded people, as well as teach able-bodied people that life with a disability is really no different than anyone else's life. We just happen to do things a little bit different. Before we get started, I have to remind you that these are my own personal opinions. They are not reflective on anybody else's experiences but my own. And I hope you can find some commonality or some common ground. If you can and you can relate to me, please give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out. Okay, let's get on with it. I'm only in it for the parking. Okay, seriously, that is an assumption that some people have of me, that I like to milk my disability so I can get closer parking. I mean, come on. It is a perk. It is. It's the best $10 I ever spent. I think here in my home province, we have to pay the $10 every few years, whatever. But it's not a perk. It's a necessity that we need. And I mean, okay. Maybe in the winter, it is a little bit of a perk, but come on, really? I'd rather be able-bodied and not have the excellent parking. Another assumption that people make about me is that I'm on government assistance, or that most people with a disability is on some sort of government assistance. For me, this is incorrect, and for a lot of people, it is incorrect. I am not on government assistance. Government says I have too many assets, make too much money, and I have a partner. So I am not on government assistance, and a lot of people with a disability work. I worked full-time up until a little bit ago. As you might know from my past videos, go ahead and watch those if you haven't, to kind of get an update on how things have progressed for me in the work world as of late. For a lot of people, it is very hard to get on social assistance in my home province with the current government. It is very difficult, and they make it very difficult. And even if your physical needs make it so you're unable to work, it's still very difficult. If you have worked previously and have been a good saver like me, or you have a partner who makes good money, it's not always as easy. And not everybody is on government assistance. Not everybody needs to be on government assistance. And that's one big assumption when it comes to living in a disabled body. Another assumption people have when they first meet me and they see me walking up, usually I'm walking up in my pink walker and my pink cane, and they see me and they automatically assume that I have an intellectual disability as well. They don't even give me the time of day. They automatically start talking to me like I'm a child, or like I won't understand them. It is one of the most frustrating assumptions people can make of me. Very quickly, when I open my mouth and start talking, people automatically realize that it's not true. I just have a physical disability, but some people just can't get past the fact that having a physical disability doesn't automatically mean that you have an intellectual disability. And they just cannot get over that no matter what. I remember once I went to a resident doctor, sorry if it's loud outside, my window's open, and she could not get over the fact that I had cerebral palsy, and my mom happened to be with me. I think I was a minor at the time, and she would ask my mom questions and I would respond, and she would ask my mom questions and I would respond, and she would never even look at me or acknowledge me that I was the one responding or the one that needed the medical care at the time. I don't know whatever happened to her, but I hope she recognized that she was doing that as she progressed in her medical career. She just could not get over the fact that someone with a disability could comprehend or speak for themselves or advocate for themselves. And I remember even then it was really, really, really frustrating for me. Another assumption people make is that we only date or are attracted to other disabled people. No, that is definitely not the case. People see this ring on my finger and some people automatically assume that I am dating or engaged to another disabled person. I am not. I have never dated a disabled person. Not to say that I wouldn't, it just never really occurred for me. I've always dated and been with able-bodied people. And I mean, people call it an interabled relationship. I just call it a relationship. It is what it is. We all have different needs in different ways. And in a relationship, we all help each other in different ways. My fiance tends to help me in more physical ways. I help him in areas that he may be lacking, and vice versa. You know, with relationships, it's all give and take. Just because I'm disabled doesn't mean I'm going to necessarily just be with a disabled person. Another common assumption that I used to get all the time is that disabled people live at home with their parents all the time, or in a care home, or with a caregiver. I mean, for a lot of people, yes, this is true. A lot of disabled people need extra help, and I'm not knocking anybody who does by any means, but not all disabled people live with caregivers or family members who are there to help them. A lot of people, myself included, I have lived on my own until I moved in with my fiance. Since I was 18 years old, yes, I did have help in certain areas. My aunt would take me grocery shopping. I go grocery shopping with my mom, still to this day. I have people come over and help me mow the lawn. But basically, I lived independently most of my adult life. I think an assumption that a lot of people have is that disabled people cannot live independently no matter what. This is not true. We may not be able to live completely independently because, yes, we'll probably always need a little bit of help. But a lot of people, myself included, have lived independently for a lot of years. And I think it might be interesting for a lot of able-bodied people to realize that this does happen. Okay, so that's my hot take for today, my rambling on about assumptions that people have made because I'm a disabled woman. What are some assumptions that you have gotten as a disabled person or have made on a disabled person that may or may not be correct? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd really like to know. Please give this video a big thumbs up. It really does help my channel out more than you can know. Hit that subscribe button with the notification bell turned on, and please share any of my content if you think it would be helpful to anybody. I would certainly really appreciate it. Okay guys, until next time, bye-bye.